What's good, YouTube? This is Konnor coming at you today with a very interesting take on Brandon. This is the same build I've been using to get a top 4 finish at a recent box tournament for Rarity Collection 2, as well as a tie for first place at most recent locals, both being 5 rounds. At the box tourney, I only dropped 1 round. That was just due to a severe misplay, and the local tourney, that was just due to the tie being in time. But I only managed to drop 1 game in each tournament. So yeah, shout out to Carlos for letting me showcase this on the channel. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with the boy himself, Triple Albaz, Heart and Soul of the deck. Next up, Triple Albion, Triple Cartesia, Triple Liber, Double Quem, and Double Merc. You'll see why I have 2 Mercs here later on. The 1 Sarnier and the 1 Bestial, the Bellion, just because like this package is really needed in the deck. It can help get you a lot more plays, and just the Bellion being able to send any of your Dragon Infusions to the graveyard to trigger their effects is very useful. You got the 1 Tragedy, the 1 Kit, the 1 Adlib, and of course the honorary Brandon Despia card itself, Giving Puppet. And shockingly, I only managed to summon this 3 games out of the 10 rounds I played, because honestly, you don't need it. It's there to secure a cheesy win, especially against Tenpai, but other than that, nothing else. Alright, moving on to spells, you got, of course, the 3 Brand Fusion. Gotta have it, gotta love to see it. Your Triple Opening, which gets you to all your Despia stuff. Really good, especially during draw phase, to dodge, Jewel, Veiler, all that stuff. Double Brandon in red. I noticed this has been becoming a lot more of a staple in the past recent months, and honestly, just having the second in red lately has been very useful, because you normally use your first one for combo, you use the second one for the crackback. High Spirits, your secondary Brandon opening. Brandon Fusion. I think this card is definitely actionable, just because like this gets you so much more follow-up than just regular Brand Fusion will do. The 1 Lost, well, I'm gonna say it's lost. Unless you add any Albaz monster, makes it to where your opponent can't respond. Pretty good. You got, of course, Triple Fusion Deployment, which can get you to your Albaz and your Cartesia. Your 1 Foolish, 1 Gold Slug, because, you know, consistency, you want to do a Tragedy with this, or your Tragedy and Mercury with this, or just whatever. There's actually a funny play where I Foolish this, send Shadal Dragon pop the 1 of Imperm in the back row, and then just proceed to go from there. For your board breakers, you've got Double Super Poly. This one actually did come up quite a bit, but this is more or less not to break the board, but to kind of just push for game. Triple Talents, you just want to see this card. It's glued to your hand. Brandon Fusion and Talents is a really good combo, because you just go, they ash it, okay, cool. You start with 4 cards instead of 5, or however you want to play it. Double Thrust, just because I got a 3rd one, I wasn't able to add it into the deck in time, but if I were to get another Thrust in the deck, I would just take out 1 of the Talents. And of course, Triple Droplet. Droplet is just standard in all branded decks. It's good for breaking boards, good for getting over a bunch of stuff. Right. Then we got 1 Call by, Triple Allure. So my theory with this is it kind of falls back to the Mercurian and Tragedy ratio. You ideally want to have 2 Mercury and 1 Tragedy, because Tragedy is limited in what you search, but Mercury, if you banish it off for low, you have a lot more options to search, really. And of course, because this is a 60 card build, Triple Desires. And honestly, this card, even though I managed to banish all but 1 Albaz off of this card, or even the Gaming Pup lock, just getting the +2 cards is so insane in the deck. And plus, it can help make some of your dead hands a lot more playable. Like, you honestly don't need, like, the Gaming Puppet lock, or like any one of you or one of, like, the Adlib, the Rebellion, all that fun stuff. Like, as long as you're able to maintain your card advantage and have enough interactions for your opponent, you can still really win the game, because you have a lot more follow-up, and the grind game with the branded, as long as you manage resources, you can go pretty far. And that's it for the spells. Going on to just the traps. You have triple fusion duplication. I've been wanting to try out triple fusion dupe, especially in the 60 card build, because just having 3 of this card means that you can always play under like D barrier, play through Ash. Like this increases your chances of resolving brand fusion, or even funnier interactions like your fusion deployment or your super poly, which I've done a couple times and is pretty funny. Right, then of course you got your 1 retribution. Sometimes you do want to use this in your inboard just to set it off of Albion, because you normally have Titanclad and Albion in your graveyard, and this basically just says, nah, I'm negating your special summon. But of course, being able to add any of your banned spell traps to the from the grave to the hand does help with your grind game as well, and it just comes up a lot more. Banishment, this card has actually been going pretty crazy for me lately, because most of the time I end with something like Quem on field, or I can just do this, summon Quem, banish, and then Quem effect to Reborn or Foolish. It is also pretty good against the mirror match. And of course, I tried this out at a recent tournament, and this did come up pretty handy, negating my opponent's Lightning Storm and their and this Tempai field spell. And on, like, the whole reasoning behind this is to negate cards like Droplet if you want your Puppet Lock to go through, or just any other problematic card that Branded can't negate. Because I feel like the main thing about the deck is like you can set up a big board, but once it goes something like Evenly or Lightning Storm, stuff like that, if you don't have this card, you have a harder time trying to play through all that if you don't have enough setup. Okay. And that's it for the main deck, is 60 cards. So overall, like, the deck's still consistent. Sometimes you do get those random hands where it's all spells and traps, but the draw power the deck has is able to help you unbrick all that stuff. Alright, now on for the extra deck. Of course, you got your 1-ofs, your Lubellion, Titanclad, Windbrum, Albion, Avalanatus, the boy himself. Honestly, sometimes I just use this effect to get myself follow-up, or just Reborn Albion, or Albaz, and go from there. But other than that, I don't really use him too often, but he should be banned, honestly. Love the card, but yeah. This would be in place of the second Albion, because if you notice I only run 1. But this one I was just trying for Tempai because it has a hidden effect where it can't be destroyed by battle, and your opponent cannot target it with monster effects. Any card with monster effects except for himself. So that's pretty good. Or what I sometimes would do would be setting it off of Mirror Jade or High Spirits, or even a Grand Wignall, just to add a Mercury in hand, because Mercury's monster negate effect is also really strong sometimes. Then of course you got your double Mirror Jade, your double Guignol, the 1-of Kratos. This card just really goes insane, and something I don't see a lot of people realize is that you can just reborn this off of Quem because it just mentions Albaz in text. And then for like your 3 non-Despia cards, you've got Borlo. This card just being able to destroy any card your opponent activates is really good. And 1 Chimera and 1 Dragon Speller. Alright. Onto the side deck. Honestly, some of these cards I didn't really think I would need. Much like the 2 Ghost Ogre, this can honestly just be anything else. Something like Dark Ruler, or just Phantasmi, any card to get you to your engine, go in second. Double Ash, this was honestly just because of the mirror match, because even though I'm very confident in my ability to really understand the mirror match and how to play through it well, just having the Ash really does stop a lot of your opponents, especially if they don't know how to play through Ash. The 1-of Shaddoll Dragon, this I just keep in going first or second, because this can deal with any pesky floodgate like Skill Drain, Anti-Spell, anything of the sorts. So just having Shaddoll Dragon is really good just for getting rid of backroom floodgates. Double Lightning Storm, because sometimes you just want, when you go second, you just want to clear the board. Because with branded, the main thing is you don't really want to rely on the hand traps. You want to rely more on like the board breakers and the engine to break the board. Triple the rumor cannon, just because this one, it's pretty simple against Fire King. Any other deck, Quick Foolish or just wipe the entire board is really good. Triple D-Bear, this is honestly just for Tenpai because that deck itself is very scary. Once you give them an inch, they'll take a mile type deal. Like, there is a very strong deck that, while most of the engine itself can beat, I just feel like just having this as a safety net to give you another turn can help immensely if you're not able to puppet lock them, which did come up once, but in that match we did tie, and unfortunately after the whole tournament was over, I did see a line in which I was able to win that game, but that's neither here nor there. And then, of course, double evenly. This card really went in against Voiceless. Going second against Voiceless. Just having Lightning Storm to bait the spell negate and then evenly to wipe the entire board was really strong. And just being able to have Brand Fusion as the last play, just to get the follow up and all that stuff, was really good. So just these two board breakers in Brand itself is actually, I highly recommend it going second, because it makes breaking the board a lot easier. But yeah, that's my 6 card pile that, again, the deck itself has been performing really well. I haven't really had any incidents where I've been bricking or I'm just not able to play. But like, even with the desires, if you banish your pieces, if you banish your one-ups or most of your albasses, there's still a way to play the game without it. The deck does require a higher skill level than most, I think, but I'm not saying I'm the right pilot for it, but just try this out. And yeah, that's it. Again, thank you, Carlos, for letting me feature this on your channel. You guys better go like and subscribe for more, because there's going to be a lot more content.